Good morning, welcome back to Duty's Daggers, where we're doing a truck unboxing because I'm busy. You might recognize this box. It's from my favorite retailer, TPK, traditionalpocketknives.com. And I didn't buy this. This was actually one of my buddies bought this and had it sent straight to me before it goes to him so that I can review it. So big thanks to you, Byron. It's a Jack Wolf. Let's get into it. Subscribe to the channel and like the video, please. The Benny. The Benny is here. Pretty sick artwork. It's like a, I don't know, like a bearded guy doing a Hadouken. Is that what it's called? Like the force ball that you throw. And is that Mortal Kombat? I don't know. One of those things. Looks pretty cool. Let's get in here. We have all the typical Jack Wolf accoutrements. Is that how you say that? Does that say straight fire? And that's it. Let's unwrap this puppy. Ooh, nice. He got the textured titanium one with the purple hardware. Very nice. Full backspace here, just like the Gunslinger. No inlay covering up the lock bar because there is no inlay. I actually have my my Gunslinger with me today, so I'll compare them here in a minute. But let's just take a look at this one too first. Now it's very similar to the Gunslinger in a lot of ways. Same deployments here. We have the little front flipper and the slot for the reverse flick. Let's try the reverse flick first. Okay. That felt pretty good. Here she is. Clip point blade. I think it's called the Benny's clip is the technical term. And you'll be able to see when I hold it up to the Gunslinger that it's slightly different. There's like more aggressive belly right here. The Gunslinger's tip is dropped down a bit more than this one. Another difference is this is not a... If it's a hollow grind, it's very shallow. I think it is a hollow grind, actually, yeah. But it's pretty shallow, and it's not a full hollow. You can see the Gunslinger here is a full hollow. The Benny's is not. It stops right there. Let's flip this a couple times, get a feel for it. Smooth. Good detent. Yeah, reverse flick feels good. Front flipper feels great too. Just as good as on the Gunslinger. I love this front flipper. It's so small and unassuming, but man, you get so much good leverage from it. The jimping is grippy. It's really, really good. I love it. Same on the Benny here. I'm not getting the little ting noise that the Gunslinger has. I don't know if it's going to come through in the camera audio, but there's a little ting noise when you front flip, sometimes when you reverse flick. Actually, yeah, a lot of times when you reverse flick. Yeah, the Gunslinger. This one, I'm not hearing it. I don't even know what causes the ting. I don't know if that's something that Ben has planned. Like, did he design this to have the ting? I don't think so. I think it's just like a happy coincidence when that happens. So anyways, yeah, this one doesn't have it. The detent strength feels pretty good. It doesn't feel mushy. Yeah, feels really good actually. Yeah, no issues with that at all. Feels great. Let's hold these up side by side. The Benny is, let's see, slightly longer. It's like a 1/4 inch longer. It feels heavier and beefier too. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little thicker. The blade stock looks to be about the same. Pretty similar knife overall. Different handle shape, but not very different. You know, the Gunslinger is a gun stock. This is just, I don't know. Some people might like this more. I think this gun stock is very comfortable because your 2 fingers go in front of that hump, these 2 fingers go behind it, and it's absolutely perfect. Or if you're choking really up, you can do 3 in 1, and that's really comfortable too. This one though, it's more neutral. You're not locked into anything like that. You can just put your hand wherever you want. Nice, just flat open area here for you to choke up on. Same as the Gunslinger. That was a feature on the Gunslinger as well. Let's see. Just looking at the blade stock, the Gunslinger looks to be much ground much thinner. We're looking down at the top here. See if we can get it to focus. Come on. Well, anyway, you can tell. Just looking right here down at the spine. Look how thick that is compared to the Gunslinger. I wish it would focus, but you guys can see. Probably not going to be quite as slicey as the Gunslinger. You know, it's not the full hollow, but it feels pretty thin behind the edge. Not like insane thin, but thin enough. Pretty average, you know, probably around like 20 thousandths, maybe a little less. This is not going to be your friend for utility cutting. I mean, that's really aggressive belly all the way up to here. You're going to have to lift, like, you know, super high up here to get to the tip. Almost like a 90-degree. Well, yeah, about right there. Here's a 90. Here's where you're going to have to get to the tip. But whatever, you know, every knife doesn't have to be excellent at utility cutting. I like my knives to be at least relatively good at it. Now, comparing these two blade shapes, they're both clip points, but see how the Benny has a much more drastic, quick belly up to the tip, whereas the Gunslinger's tip is more dropped down, and then it's just kind of, you know, gradual little belly up to the tip. This is like, whoa, bam. Hopefully those sound effects helped. So yeah, definitely different, but not super different. You know, it's a clip point. Now, so my overall impressions, before I get into my opinions, is it seems to be built really well. Really good detent. All deployments are great. It'll probably break in smoother on the drop, but you know, it's not bad. Definitely on bearings. Little more hand filling than the Gunslinger. It's a little fatter width wise, actually in all dimensions. Just a little bit bigger. A little bigger, kind of beefier knife, not as slender as the Gunslinger. S90V. Oops. S90V. It looks great. This texture is really nice. I like it a lot. Looks great with the orange, purple hardware. I have like this weird dyslexia with orange and purple. For some reason, those two colors I always mix up the names of. Purple hardware. My opinion, when I first saw this announced, pictures of it, I thought, that is really similar to the Gunslinger. I was kind of almost confused. I was like, why is he doing that? We already have a frame lock, modern traditional, with a very similar blade shape and very similar everything. And then my second thought was, well, am I going to buy that? No, because I already have a Gunslinger. I don't need this. It's too similar. It's just like it would be buying the same knife almost again, but a little worse because we don't have the full hollow, which I really like in the Gunslinger. You know what I mean? And you know, this is not my kind of blade shape, you know. This kind of clip point I can get into because it's like a dropped down clip point, you know. It's actually a really useful blade shape. Typically when you think of a clip point, you wouldn't think that it's very versatile, but the way this one's shaped, you can utility cut with this thing easy. You know, it's thin up here, so even if you're not like all the way right at the tip, you can be kind of back a little bit because it's so thin. It's a great slicer. The original Gunslinger was even better. It was ground a little thinner than this one even. That thing was a freaking insane laser beam. So that was my thought, is it's so similar that I don't need it. And I think that was a lot of people's thought as well. If you already have a Gunslinger, you don't really need this one. That was my thought, at least. Now, if you missed out on the Gunslinger drop, maybe this would be a good time to grab one of these, since it is so similar. And yeah, that's my opinion on it. Really nicely built, you know. I have zero problems with the fit and finish, anything. Like, this is great. Just the overall design, very similar to the Gunslinger. I already have a Gunslinger, therefore don't need this. And again, the price, it's always high. I understand why it's high. I think a lot of people don't want to understand why. I'm not going to get into it, but we're not being ripped off. I'll just say that. We're not being ripped off. The way that Ben wants to sell these, he has to pay his distributors, you know, his retailers. At the end of the day, these are priced what they need to be in order to keep the business going. You know, it just is what it is. If it's too high for you, then that's fine. You don't need to buy one. But that being said, the price is the price, and it's a lot. So it's not in everybody's budget, you know? It's just not. If this was much cheaper, would I buy one? Maybe, but even still, it's so similar that I just don't feel the need to get one. I think he should have done this, you know, the similar idea, doing another locking knife, but with a new blade shape, one that we haven't seen yet. You know, he has the After Hours with sheep's foot and the Gunslinger clip point. So do something different. Do maybe a Warney. That'd be cool. Maybe a Warney, maybe a spear point, something like that. So there you go. That's my opinion. We are going to cut test this baby. Byron said it was cool. So stay tuned for that. And that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. I will see you soon.